Hello again. This is Mr. Everything. We're coming at you with another Wargaming channel update. This is April 6th, 2020. This is my Wargaming channel update, and if you've never been to any of my updates, what I do is about once a month or so, what I'll do is I'll let you know what's going on with my channel, what I have been doing, and what I plan to be doing. We do a lot of wargaming, board gaming, miniature gaming, computer gaming, all different kinds of gaming. That's what this channel is all about. It's about gaming. And if you've been following my channel, or if you would like, you can go back and watch these videos. Over the last month or two, what I've been doing is I painted some dragons, right? I painted a Macedonian elephant. I've painted a few other. Can't remember what I painted. Oh, I painted some 148 Tactic models. We actually had a live stream where we played some 148 Tactic. Over the last month, I've been pretty much locked in my house, right? Unable to get any of my friends to come over and game or anything like that. So what we've been doing is we've been playing D&D online using like Roll20, but we're not recording it, not streaming it. We're just gaming, right? We're just playing. So in the meantime, it's given me a little bit of an opportunity to reevaluate what I've got on that shelf over there and what I have done, and I'm kind of happy that I have done this. I've switched over from Hail Caesar, which was a pretty good game, but I felt like it was a little bit too clunky. It felt like it was just a little bit too mechanical. So what I've done was I switched over to a game called SPQR. SPQR is a same company, Warlord Games, different author, different game designer, but it's still in the same period. Romans, not Carthaginians, Romans, Gauls, Celts, Macedonians, stuff like that is in here. And I already had a bunch of miniatures, but to finance my whole project or whatever, you might be surprised about this, but I took my Romans and my Germanic barbarians and I sold them. I sold them on eBay, and I took that money that I had made from making those sales, and I went out and bought SPQR, and I bought a few other box sets of miniatures. I went through the boxes that I still own, which right over there I still have Tribesmen in Germany, but it's just in a box. And then I've got Ancient Greek Hoplites, and I have some Caesar's Legions, which you might be able to see on the camera right here. Those are finished, other than the finishing some shields I don't have any shields on them, but I'm waiting for some little big men decals to come in so that I can do their shields. So I've got some little big men shields on order, shield decals. Right here in these two boxes, you might see my Macedonians. I had bought a... Is that it? I think that's it. Successor starter army right there. I still have that, right? I've had that on the shelf for over a year, and I have maybe 2 years. Haven't touched it. This has given me I'm really excited to put them together and play SPQR because it's a man-to-man game and not blocks of units moving around. It's individual men. Yes, they have to be in war bands. They're squads basically, but they could be anywhere up to 30 men in a war band. And I'm excited. You know, it's point values. You buy troops by points, and then you equip them with additional gear a la 40K. You put, or bolt action or whatever. You say, okay, I'm going to give this guy a pylum. I'm going to give him a bow. I'm going to give him a shield or chainmail, whatever you're giving him. And then you put them on the field and they go, right? And each army's got their own army lists. I really like it. I don't plan to play it like a tournament style game. It's gonna be scenario. It's scenario based. Can be scenario based. I'm gonna write some scenarios. I'm gonna play like that. And my group doesn't even know this yet. I haven't told anybody, but unless they're watching my videos, I did a unboxing of the SPQR box. The SPQR box is like $60 approximately, right? You get like 16 Romans, 52 Celts, right? And the rule book, dice, cards. That's pretty much all you need to play. But like I already had Macedonians. I already have some Romans and some Greeks. So I could start putting together a bunch of warbands, and that's what I'm doing. Luckily, the armies aren't 400 miniatures like Hail Caesar was. You had to have... Okay. Let's talk about the Germans I just sold, right? Plus that cleared up a bunch of shelf space over here. My Germans, right? I had 6 warbands. Each warband had 2 bases. So we'll count that as 12 bases. It's not these are giant bases. Each base had 16 figures. What's the math? 16 times 12. That's 192 figures just in the warbands. And that wasn't even full size because I trimmed that. I was supposed to have 9 bases. That's why I still have a German box up there, because I was planning on making more bases for that. And that's just the first scenario of that campaign that I was going to play. Okay, let me try this again. Each base has 16, so each warband had 32 figures. Times 9 warbands. I needed 288 German models. Just the warbands, not counting the cavalry or the generals. Just the dudes, right? The cavalry, throw in a few more. Let's just call it 300 figures, right? For my Germans. I needed 300 figures just for my Germans in Hail Caesar. In SPQR, approximately, if you play a really big game like 1,000 denarii, you're going to need maybe 60 models, 80 models, somewhere in there. So to me, that makes it easier for me. You know me, I'm a completionist, right? I like to have every army. I'm weird like that. It's going to make it easier for me to spread out. When I was playing Hail Caesar, I had to have laser focus on what armies I was going to play. I picked the 2 in the scenario, which is Romans and Germans, and I bought the Macedonians thinking I was going to put Macedonians together, until I realized how many of these frickin' phalanx dudes I needed to have. That's 32 phalanx dudes. That's 1 warband, right? In Hail Caesar. I was going to need a shitload more. I was going to need too many more of them. So I decided, I couldn't motivate myself to put these together and paint them, because I just knew how many I was going to have to do. When I did those 280, whatever I did, 192 Germans or whatever I painted. True, I'm a pretty fast painter. I did them all in one sitting. You know, I had all of them out. It probably took me about a week to do all of those. I was burnt out. Be honest, I was burnt out. So when I found SPQR, actually I went looking for something. I went online and I said, what is a really good rule system? Some people are saying DBA. Some people said Field of Glory. I've already played Field of Glory. I hated it. No. If you're telling me that Field of Glory is a good game, and I played Field of Glory and I know it's not, then I'm not listening to you. So I went and I was like, okay, some of these guys are playing Bolt Action. I play Bolt Action. I like Bolt Action. I think Bolt Action is a cool game. They said, well, they got this new game out. It's called SPQR. It's a warband, small. It's not super historical because it's not big armies fighting. It's a little warband. It's like you got a village, a bunch of barbarians go into the village. Maybe you got some Roman sentries and they're fighting. That was cool. That got me into the genre, but not 300 models per army, you know? So I dove into it. I said, okay, if SPQR is what I'm looking for, before I make a decision, I gotta check this out. So I watched a few of the videos that are out there, and I said, okay, I'm watching it, I'm learning. I'm like, this rule seems pretty quick, pretty easy. So I bought it. I got it. I love it. It's well written, as opposed to a lot of people are saying that it's not. Okay, there's some typos, big deal. I don't care about typos, but it's a nicely organized rule set. Very few rules, digging it. Huge amount of army lists. There's like this 200-page book. It's probably 150 pages of army lists. I was like, okay, so it's got all the armies in there. Not all of them. It's got 99% of them. I wish it had Carthage and Republican Rome in there. Maybe some not Spanish. They already have the Iberians. Who else in there? Egyptians, maybe. I don't know. But I was hoping they would have some earlier war stuff. But it's all mid and late antiquity. Okay, back up. So over the last 2 weeks, I've been painting Romans. Actually, I've only been painting those Romans for 2 days. Finished. I painted like 30 of them. No, wait. Almost 40 of them. I'm probably not going to need any more than that. That's a whole army right there. You know what I'm saying? Now I got my hero. I could probably get another couple of heroes or something. Okay. So I went online and I started shopping because I made a killing on my Hail Caesar models. Also, I was selling my bolt action models. Why? Because of 148 Tactic. I got into 148 Tactic. Why? Much smaller game, much fewer miniatures, faster game. The games are an hour. Bolt Action, not so much. Hail Caesar, definitely not so much. So I love those games, but there's just too many figures in them. And Bolt Action's getting to the point that it reminded me of Advanced Squad Leader, where there was 1,000 different rules and you needed to know all of them, and every one of them was different, and if you didn't have the book, you were lost. And everybody that plays Bolt Action only plays tournaments. And I was like, 148 Tactic. So I went into 148 Tactic. It's a much smaller game, like 7, 8, 10 figures, and you've got a game, right? So it'd be so much easier to get every figure. And plus they're bigger figures. They're 148 scale, like 35 millimeters, something like that. So I've been selling. I'm not done. See those boxes right there? Each one of those is like a different squad from Bolt Action on eBay. So that, and there's like, that's a box of boxes. That is bubble wrap. So, and then there's like my tape gun, and there's my postal scale. Yeah, so last 2 weeks I've been selling a bunch of stuff on eBay. Okay. Not because I want to get rid of it, because I don't. I'm looking at my SS guys and P dot camouflage, and I'm like, I don't want to sell you, but I'm never going to use you again, ever. So let's go ahead and sell you. And let's make sure I'm getting my money's worth out of you, because if I'm going to sell you, I'm going to make sure that I get what effort I put into you. Okay, people are buying them. I'm not making a killing. I'm really not. I'm pretty much selling them for the cost of the miniature. So my painting is pretty much done for free, pretty much, on these models. But I'm okay with that because I love to paint. So what did I do? I took all this money that I made, these millions of dollars. No, that's not true. But I took this money and I went to Victrix, because Victrix made a few of my Napoleonic figures, but they have a great dollar to figure ratio. Okay, so I bought some Greek hoplites, Athenians, let's say, Athenian hoplites. You get 48 of them for $30. So I'm thinking that's less than $1 a figure. That's freaking outstanding, right? 50 cents a figure approximately was what they're selling all their stuff for. They always give you, and this is cool, but it's basically it's like a double-edged sword. It's causing me to have a large bit. Okay, it's having me have a large bit bin, right? So, well, I don't have the Victrix in, but when I was doing the Napoleonics, they give you like a million different guns, a million different heads, a million different arm options and legs, and they give you so many different options that once you put your models together, you got all these sprues that still have bits, but you can't put them on anything, but you can save them in case you need them for later, or if you want to convert or something like that. And these ancient ones are no different. I looked online, I checked them out. You're looking at 48 guys, but you're getting like 100 and something heads. You get like 40 swords and 40 spears and 40 slings and 40 bows. And I'm thinking, they're a bunch of D&D adventurers, you know. They're going to have a bow and a sword and a sling, and no. It's just made that way so that you as a wargamer say, okay, I bought these guys because I want to make them archers. Well, you can. Or I bought these guys because I want to make them spearmen. Spearmen, that's great. But with SPQR, right? I can take 12 of them, make them archers. 12 of them, make them spearmen. 12 of them, make them javelin men. And then the last 12, give them swords. I just got 4 war bands out of one box. That's what I'm talking about. So what did I do? I went hog wild. I'm going to tell you what I bought. On order. When they come in, we're going to review them. We're going to take a look at them, see if they're any good. I know they are. Athenians, hoplites. Greek, peltast, archers, and spearmen. That's a box. I think I got some Balearic slingers. I got... Don't remember. There, I have a way to remember. I have it written down. All right, here we go. I got Balearic Slingers, Macedonian Hypaspists for my Macedonian army, Greek Archer Reinforcement Pack. It just comes with 12 archers. Theban Armored Hoplites, Athenian Armored Hoplites, Greek Peltas Javelin Men and Slingers. Okay, I told you about them. Okay, so if you noticed, almost all of those are in the Greek area. Because I already have Germans. The box set, whatever it is, the SPQR box set comes with 52 Celts. Whoa. So I've been thinking, okay, 52 is probably not enough because Celt point value is like 9 points a figure or something like that, maybe even less. And so if I have like 50 Romans, I would need like 100 Celts. So I probably need to buy a few more Celts. I've been thinking about just buying another box set because another SPQR box is cheaper than buying the figures separately. And you get a copy of the rules, you get dice, you get cards, you get decals. You know. So I've been thinking about just buying another box. Plus I ordered a ton of decals for all my hoplites, peltasts, Macedonian Hypaspists, Thebes, Celtics, and to finish up my Romans. Yeah, so that's where all the eBay money went. And that was only half of it. I sold my Romans, which I shouldn't have. Looking back on it, I should have kept one or two of those war bands. I could have just popped them off the bases and glued them onto their individual bases without having to paint a whole bunch of new ones. Okay, so let's not talk about SPQR anymore. There's going to be a bunch of SPQR videos coming up down the line when I'm starting to paint my Celts, when I get all that stuff in, when we start doing some games. Now let's back up. I can't do any wargaming. We're locked in. We're locked down, right? You're probably locked down. I hope you're safe. Be safe. Stay clean. Stay social distancing, isolation, quarantine, whatever you're doing. This COVID-19 thing that's going around, it's deadly. So don't fuck around with this invisible enemy, man. This thing will kill you. So stay safe. And when the world figures out what the cure is, or what the injection, or whatever they call it, the antibodies, or whatever they need to do to immunize the world, once they figured all that out and we start wargaming again, I'll have like 15 armies painted. Okay. Okay, so I'm locked in the house. So that's why we're playing D&D online. Because normally every Thursday we would have a game. No, we have it online. I'm really digging Roll20. I'm using Roll20 as a game master. I'm finding it much easier to run a game when I have all my books. All I got to do is search for a monster, or search for a magic item, or search for a equipment cost, or whatever I've got to look for, history, whatever. I can do it online so much faster than if I had my stack of books at the table and I've got to flip through all the pages. I pretty much know everything there is to know already, but we already use Roll20 as a tabletop because I've got my digital tabletop, that we play on the table, and I use miniatures and stuff on the digital tabletop. But I don't know, it's just more comfortable online. Okay. Okay, so but we're going to go back to meeting each other when this all comes down. I am selling all my bolt action stuff, getting rid of it. Selling all my Hail Caesar. I am not selling my American War of Independence. No, not going to do it. Not going to do it unless I have to. All these buildings up here, I need to get rid of them. I haven't posted them yet. They're going to get posted. I'm going to sell them. I'm unfortunately, man, I really got into that. It was for that Market Garden game that we had at the convention last year. I said, you know what? I need 3 tables worth of buildings, and I need 3 tables worth of trees, and I need all these armies. I had 6 armies. If I just kept 1 German army and 1 British army, or 1 American army or something like that, then I probably would be okay. So all those extra airborne armies and Fallschirmjägers and Grenadiers and stuff like that, and SS, I'm selling them. And all the little, I think they're right there, they're tanks. I got to get rid of them. I'm going to sell them. Yeah, okay. So what do we have planned? Well, like I said, a lot of SPQR, a lot of ancient Roman stuff. I've got a blue dragon sitting over there in a box somewhere. I still need to put him together and paint him on screen. I have more Macedonians, like the cavalry. I got some companion cavalry. I got Philip and young Alexander. I got to put them together. And sell a bunch of stuff. Let's think. Yeah. Okay, so I've been playing a lot of Phoenix Point online, and I plan to continue to play. I just finished editing some videos, and I'm going to be uploading those soon. Some Phoenix Point, and then I'm also I went back and started playing Rise of Flight. Rise of Flight's a World War I dogfighting game, and biplanes, canvas and balsa wood or whatever those planes were made out of. And that's really fun. It's more fun than I remember it being. I remember playing it and I was like, oh, this is kind of, whatever. This is kind of, But then I'm getting into it now. I've got a HOTAS. I'm flying. I got track IR, and I'm really digging it. I'm down for some Rise of Flight. So before that, I watched a guy's video, and I'm going to call him out. Wolfpack 345, right? Seems like a cool dude. I really enjoyed his videos. He's young, but he's really cool, right? And he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. He's pretty knowledgeable about the dogfighting, right? But he wasn't playing Rise of Flight. He was playing IL-2 Sturmovik Flying Circus, which they have like a mod or a campaign pack that you can buy that's all World War I stuff. And I was like, that's cool. It's made by the same people that made Rise of Flight. I bought it. It's freaking expensive. It was like $80 for this game. Downloaded it, installed it, played it. I was like, this is no good. I'm not enjoying it. The reason why I'm not enjoying it is because it's specifically made for multiplayer. Okay, I don't mind that. Okay, not like War Thunder where you can just log in and click start a match, and then a few seconds later you're thrown into a match with a bunch of other people. Nope. You hit multiplayer and it takes you to a list of servers. Half the servers are locked. The other half say you can't play this or you can't play that because they're all player created servers. Or you'll see a cool server and it'll say, we're come join us or whatever. We're playing this or that. And they're not. Or they're just doing flying around, free flight. They say, please don't shoot any of us, we're all new, or whatever. So I was like, man, this is freaking not worth $80. What the hell? Why can't I just click a button that says join a server, jump into a match, give me a mission, I'll fly the mission, multiplayer or not, doesn't matter. No. So there is apparently organized events where if you know the right people, you'll know when they're going to turn on their server, and then you just jump in on their server and you play for a couple hours and then they turn their server off. Well, guess what? That's not 24/7. I like to play around midnight, right? Because of the family. They all go to bed. Now I can blow up the world, right? That's when I'm recording this video. What time is it? It's freaking 3 o'clock in the morning, right? So I said, by watching this, by watching him play, because he knows the server, he logs in and he plays multiplayer. I thought it was going to be cool. It's not. But what that did was it sparked my interest again in Rise of Flight. And I said, you know what? This reminds me a hell of a lot of Rise of Flight. It's written by the same people. So I went back and reinstalled Rise of Flight, started playing. It's single player. I can play whenever I want. I can do whatever kind of missions. I got a career, so I can even start like a character and progress through experience points and stuff. I fell in love again. I'm playing Rise of Flight. I might even play a game of it tonight. I don't even know. Okay. So, because I have to wait for shield decals before I can finish those guys. Actually, I'm probably going to base them, because right now I just have their bases drying. They need to get some of that good old flock on there. And then I can put them away and wait for the shields. Okay, so we're playing Rise of Flight. I'm playing Phoenix Point, and I'm in the Evocati for Star Citizen, and 3.9 is in the Evocati. I've played it a couple of times. I've explored some of the new stuff. I really should be in there testing it for them and everything and then reporting it. Well, I did that like 2 or 3 times. And I was like, okay, I've seen it. I've tested it. I've reported it. But I need to get these guys painted, right? And so I've been focusing on this. And I've been focusing on videos that I can record and give to you, because Evocati, it's an NDA. I can't record it and I can't share it with you. But as soon as it drops to public PTU, as soon as it happens, I'm going to put all this stuff down and I'm going to play it and record it and live stream it. And we're going to have a good old time. I'm going to show you all the cool stuff, because there's a lot of cool stuff. I'm healthy. I feel like my diabetes has actually gotten better. I had a little bout with gout this morning, but it went away. My wife's doing good. She's working from home. She's got online classes. She's a teacher. She's got online classes. She's teaching them. Doing well. My son's doing well. I'm doing well. So don't worry about us right now. We're staying isolated. We're being safe. Thank you for your concern, if you even had any. I'm just playing. Okay, so Um, oh, I haven't posted. I still have some more. I still have some more bolt action stuff to sell. Like I told you, the buildings, the tanks, and the men. I'm not gonna post them right away. I'm gonna go a couple of days, and I'm gonna let some of these boxes that are over here start to get a little lower. Maybe clear some of this table off before I post any more. So, um, yeah. So we're waiting. We're waiting for um, decals. Waiting for those Victrix box sets. eBay, Amazon. I went direct. I went to Little Big Men. Little Big Men is the decals that I'm using. Um, Warlord has Little Big Men on their site. Victrix has Little Big Men on their site. But when I went to Little Big Men to get a specific decal that I needed for a Victrix model that they were sold out on the Victrix website, they wouldn't sell it to me because they said they have an understanding with Victrix that they won't undercut them, basically. They won't sell direct. They'll sell to Victrix and let Victrix sell. So I just basically have to wait for Victrix to restock. Victrix says they're still doing business. Little Big Man says he's still doing business, but only if it'll fit in the mailbox. Because, so he said 12 decal sheets or less. Well, I ordered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I ordered 8 from Little Big Men directly. Mostly for Warlord figures. The Victrix models that I ordered the decals along with them. So hopefully that'll all come in the same box, but you never know. Luckily, there's another thing. Oh my gosh. When I bought my Hail Caesar armies, specifically the Romans and the Macedonians, I said, "Ooh, Little Big Men, these are great." Okay, so how big is a war band in, or just one unit of Romans? 24 figures. I go to the decal sheet. It's 12 figures. 12 decals, I mean. So I had to buy 2 decals for every unit that I was putting together. Same thing with Macedonians. Not now. Now I can buy 1 decal sheet, make a unit. 12 guys. Done. SPQR. It's the way to go, man. Way to go. Everything's smaller. Like I could probably play with this right here. I could play with some Macedonians and some Romans, and we could go to town just with what I've got on the table. I got a hero there. I could say that this guy's a hero, even though he's not. He's actually the unit leader, but so what? I can pull him out and say he's a hero. I got a musician in there, which gives you an extra action, I think, and then standard lets you reroll morale and stuff. So, don't need to talk about the rules. Okay, I am going to be doing a rule tutorial, boot camp. The rules are so easy, I'm thinking I can do it in 1 or 2 videos. Hail Caesar, I had to do 10 or 13 videos to get all the rules in explained in the tutorials. That's ridiculous. No. That should tell you something. I could probably do it all in 1 video, but I'm going to probably break it down into 2. And then I'll probably do 1 short video for each army in the book. "12 armies in the book." Last thing before I let you go. When I started painting these Romans, right? When I started Where's my camera? I don't know if you can see that dude or if he'll even focus with the light. Okay, he's not going to focus. I think I've got autofocus on. Let me try this again. Yep, I got autofocus on. There you go. Oh, it was there for a second. Okay. The flesh. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. The skin tone on these Romans. I tried a new technique. It was an experiment. I went and what have I been doing? I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos. I watched a couple of guys do some painting, right? And their painting was okay. You know, they had weird techniques that they were doing and stuff, but I took a little inspiration from these guys. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do it my own way. They say don't paint on black. Too bad. I prime black. Deal with it. My flesh wash is crazy, so great. But nevertheless, I used light flesh, skin tone, medium flesh tone, Citadel flesh wash, I think there's another one up here. Basic skin tone. Basically, I went and I used all of those paints. I layered. I did one, the next, layers, layered, built it up. I spent a whole day painting about 40 Romans, just the skin tone, right? Which you're saying out there in the land of painting that's fast. For me, that's not fast. I should have had all those guys done in one day. It took me 2 days. Did 40 guys. Flesh tone, I took all day to do the flesh tone. I'm really, really excited. Super excited about these guys' flesh tones. I don't know if you can see any of that, but yeah. So I'm going to do a video just on flesh tone. And I'm going to do it probably with the Celts because they have like guys that have no shirts on. Exposed arms, no shirts, bare chested, you know. It'll be easier to accentuate what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm going to take one of those guys and I'm just going to show you how I did my flesh tones. So look for that video probably in the next couple of weeks. Alright guys, well that was it for the channel update. So now you know what I'm doing, why you haven't seen certain types of videos. I'm still here. I'm working on that SPQR. I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up. And I'm going to be doing Greeks, Athenians, Thebians, mercenaries, Macedonians, now, I considered, I know I'm throwing another thing in there, I considered doing Iberians and Carthaginians as well. Iberians are in the rulebook, so I could do Iberians, no problem. Do I have any Gaelic, like Frenchies? No, but could I use Celts or my Germans as Gauls? Yes, because they all look the same, right? So, but I'm focusing on the Peloponnesian area, you know, the Greek. the Thessalians, Thessaly. I might do some Dacians and Sarmatians. I don't know. But that's in that area, so I'm thinking about maybe getting some of them too. I don't know. I really want everything. Okay, guys. Well, thank you for coming out and checking out this video, and I will see you in my next video.